energy out. Work. Capricorn, I'm so sorry. We were going to go live with you. I was. But, the powers that be were just not allowing that to happen. And it's okay. It's Gemini season. We're learning. We're rediscovering how to adapt to things now that we have completed a whole full cycle with that Pisces energy, the retrograde energy in the Pisces, right? So now we're in a mutable sign ruled by Mercury, right? And Mercury was in Pisces when it was retrograde last. So now that it's direct and we're in the season that Mercury rules, what are we figuring out now that Mercury's direct and it's Gemini season? Where's the clarity? Okay? And the clarity is within the communication. The clarity is in the understanding. The clarity is in the acknowledgement, right? And that's what Gemini teaches us. You did get the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck for your reading, which is something that's sort of like hidden from you that we need to kind of like uncover, something that might be unfolding, something, it kind of is giving you the baseline of your reading too. It's, just kind of like going in and considering, all of the different factors. When we boil everything down and reduce it, it's talking about this three, which is talking about a joint effort to multiply something. This could be you doing something with someone in order to achieve something that you would like to see complete itself. It could have to do with children, right? You might be wanting to spend more time with your children. It is a three. The third house is Gemini, right? Third house from you is Aries, I would believe, Cancer. Capricorn, Aries, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Okay, so the third house from you is Pisces. So that's actually how I opened up the reading. Okay, wow. Anyway, this Three of Wands is talking about an expectation of a reaction to something, right? Because this is actually the sun in Aries, and with sun in Aries, it's the awareness of something, right? Brought to life. The focus, the intention that you placed into something, you brought it to life. It's kind of like as above, so below. All of that lies in between, right? So what is actually happening here? And what you need to do is make more things happen, right? So it's kind of like you setting that intention, putting that energy out there to be more playful, be more enthusiastic, come out of that heavy energy that was in Taurus season that you were comfortable with because it tried your energy. Now it's talking about taking you out of your comfort zone, right, in a different kind of way. This three is talking about being able to take something and make more of that thing, or make something else come from that source. Okay, because it is talking about a source, right? And the source being, inspiration, spirit, whatever divine energy that you tap into that sort of like helps you process, your thoughts, and your feelings as well, because the three is related to that Empress energy. She rules the threes. So it's talking about creation, and it's also talking about, how you are inspired by creation to do things, okay? Here we go. Yes, exactly. Right? That's how you're going to create more channels, more avenues for yourself, more opportunities for yourself, because, Mercury is kind of an opportunist because it's inspired to create opportunities on the daily, minute by minute. Don't get bored. This is definitely telling you not to get bored. This is a very active card here, this Three of Wands. So don't get bored. Be out there doing things. It's like when you put things out there, things come back to you. So remember that. Don't be too complacent, Capricorn, and get out there and do things, because it's the season. It's time for you to get out there and just have fun, right? Okay, in the center of your reading, you have the Seven of Swords, Horse Thief, which is talking about, just some... this is the moon in Aquarius, and the moon is, talks about hidden things, and the moon also talks about, cycles of emotional evolution, like your feelings changing about a subject, right? Because, the sevens and they're talking about, subject-based things. Like, what's the victory here? You're trying to get to a better understanding of what's going on so that you can move forward. You might be dealing with a Libra, but you definitely also might be dealing with a Cancer. And I did make a mistake and say Cancer earlier in the reading when I wanted to say Capricorn when I was thinking about your houses. Okay, so you definitely are thinking about you're dealing with a Cancer. There might have been some lies or something with a Cancer, or there might have been some mystery mistruths, or there might have been like the enhancement of, you know, the truth about something, or there may have been some lies about something, or there may have been like a sneaky way, the moon, of trying to relay information, or a sneaky way of communicating, okay? And this just kind of like maybe rubbed you in the wrong way. You want to kind of like you need to move on. You need to move forward from this. And this is kind of like what's fair. You want someone to be fair with you in a scenario, because you might be emotionally affected by the way this person might be communicating with you, or the information that they might be sharing, because 7 has to do with sharing of information, or just kind of like, you know, being an open book in terms of like what it is that you are expressing. And it also kind of like with the moon being there, it's saying that you are expressing and you are sharing something that's not true, or you are giving the wrong impression, or you're sending the wrong message. Okay, and the cross here is the devil. Okay, so the challenge is the devil. It's the awareness of a commitment and what the commitment has turned into. It's a codependent relationship, because the devil is a 6 when you reduce 1 and 5 down. I'm sorry, these cards are light, so I have to really give you a good angle. Okay, here we go. Right? So this person is trying to show you something that isn't true, or this person believes, or they're inspired by something that might be unhealthy. Okay, it's an unhealthy inspiration. It's a habit, because 1 and 5 is a 6, and the 6th house is Virgo. So this talks about an unhealthy habit, habitual things that are you know, you are being made aware of someone's bad habits, okay? And I'm getting cross the line. I'm also getting, you know, you got to create these boundaries. You became aware of having to set boundaries based on what you believed was happening, because you are understanding how something might be attaching itself to you in a very unhealthy way, or you might feel like you're attached to something, or you're attached to someone in an unhealthy way, because it's kind of like, you know, if you're healthy, then the relationships that you foster will also be healthy. Or if you are creating healthy habits within yourself, then you will have the ability and you will be capable of fostering that type of relationship with the people that you have relationships with, right? It's an understanding of how we respect each other. We are aware of how committed we are to lifting each other up. We are committed to understanding what it is that we provide for each other in terms of, you know, how we encourage each other, because the 6s have to do with encouragement as well. Discipline. How disciplined are we going to be by staying committed to each other, and the changes that we have to honor that we experience as individuals that are then going to change the shape, right? Mutability, Gemini, mutable season, ruled by Mercury. This being the devil card, being 15, 1 and 6, being the 1 and 5, being the 6, which the 6th house is Virgo. Okay, so that Mercury ruled retrograde season that we were in Pisces is kind of talking about this. It's like there's a level of compassion, and there's a new comprehension that has to take place, which is the challenge, okay, in understanding and uncovering and recalibrating the way we understand ourselves to be, you know, with each other and everyone else. You know, our personal relationship is different than the relationship that we have with someone else, and the one-on-one relationship that we have with someone else is going to be different in terms of how we relate to everyone else in our relationship together. Like, how is our relationship, and how does our relationship resonate with everyone else? You know what I mean? That is taken into consideration. Don't just put things out there. Don't just say certain things around other people that, you know, I might be sensitive by if we have a close relationship. And you're a Capricorn, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you don't really like to talk about things that make you feel sensitive, okay? And this does talk about communicating something. You have to acknowledge, you know, being in a place that doesn't feel like it suits you anymore, okay? So we're talking about that. Let's move on. Let's go into your past. So in your past position, you have the warrior woman, which is the 5 of cups. This is an understanding of where you have to draw the line in terms of like how you are going to allow yourself to be disappointed emotionally, okay? And this has to do with toxic energy, because it's a Scorpio card. It's Mars and Scorpio. Mars is the aggression. Mars is, you know, how you initiate things. But then this is sort of like also kind of like passive aggression. Someone might have behaved passive aggressively. This is a 5. So, you know, it's definitely related to Taurus, right? Just like this 7, or no. Oh, what was I talking about? Something about Taurus before, but I don't know. But it's a 5. It's related to the Hierophant, which is Taurus, which is talking about, you know, how you believe something to be, your understanding of how committed you are to something, or how committed you were to something, or the emotional commitment that you had to something has changed. And because it's a fixed card, that change is felt intensely and it does not want to be changed. There is some resentment here from the past. There is some resentment in terms of like you may be drawing the line in terms of how you would allow someone to affect you emotionally, because you're trying to create something new out of this line drawing, right? The boundaries, drawing the line, creating boundaries in terms of protecting yourself emotionally, because Scorpio energy has to protect its emotions, right? And the way that it feels. And it also has to take those emotions and face them and not be fearful of them, right? Don't allow your lack of confidence, because it's a 5, drive you to staying connected to something that no longer serves you, something that has actually already been destroyed that you're committing to. You're staying committed to something that is dead, because this is kind of like a minor arcana death card, Mars in Scorpio. Someone did something to change a committed relationship. Not marriage, but a committed to it. Could have been a business, you know what I mean? Or you could have had a business commitment with this person, or you could have felt like this person was committed to you on a daily and they were in your business, that type of thing. Yeah, clicky. The 5s have to do with, you know, what you believe, passionately, heartfelt. So this is some heartfelt beliefs that you may have had to express to someone in an assertive way, to draw the line so that you could create a new foundation or a new way of existing, right? Okay, let me move on. In the Sun position, you got the 3 of Pentacles, which is Mars, okay? A sign that is exalted with you in Capricorn. Okay, so this is kind of like you focusing on your work. This could have been somebody that you feel like that you were betrayed by, that you work with, or this could be someone, you know what I mean? And this is kind of like you guys had a good understanding of how things were meant to be, a very substantial acknowledgement of what the shape of your relationship was. This is the Empress energy too, because it's a 3. So it's talking about, you know, you probably helped this person out in terms of like with money. You were probably nurturing them with your time, or you were probably nurturing them by giving them work opportunities, or this was somebody that you worked with, or this was somebody that you really valued in terms of like the spiritual connection that you had with them, and it was one of substance, right? Because another 3 here, we're talking about the inspiration, right? How are you inspired by this relationship, or how are you inspired by this business relationship? You had a good understanding of how beneficial this work relationship, this business partnership would be, right? You were giving your all to something in terms of work, right? Constantly, because it's Mars. It's a constant energy of having to reinforce something. You're kind of having to reinforce something. And reinforcements is kind of like really bringing in more support in terms of like you creating a support system for yourself and not relying on someone to do the work for you or do the job for you. I don't know what that is. Or you having you letting someone know that you can't do the work for them or do the work that you have done for them anymore, or do the work that you do the same thing. You can't provide the same level of nurturing that you once did before. I don't know where that. Yeah. So, Capricorn really wants to be respected, and it's talking about governing something. So you need someone to see and understand how you are now governing your life, and they need to really make that come to shape in their mind, because it's a 3 and it's a pentacle, so it's substantial and it's something coming into form. Make it come to form in your mind, right? If you can see it and you can think it in your head, you can visualize it, then it can be here. So it's like you expressing that, right, through communication clearly, Sun position that the card is in, and you wanting to see that happen. Okay, because Capricorn is like, I'm telling you this, communication, I'm asserting this, right? There is a certain principle here that I would like to be acknowledged, and I would like for you to adhere to that, and I would like to see it expressed through what it is that I see you do, right? And some of you are just having to be the boss and having to work with people and, appreciate their work, and you appreciating them working with you, and vice versa. Woo, it's a lot. I shouldn't be doing this right now, but I need to get you guys this reading out. And here we go. So now let me look at your moon placement. You got 16, the Tower. So this has to do with you, this is oppression, right? You've been having to repress probably some feelings, or maybe someone is feeling emotionally oppressed, right? You might be feeling that way, and this is kind of like, this is something coming into focus for you because of the destruction. Something has been destroyed and you're emotionally affected by it. Look, I'm not lying. This is the Tower, right? Something has ended in terms of like an evolution of something, right? Something has evolved and now there's been an ending, right? You got Mars in Capricorn, right? Mars is exalted in Capricorn, so that's an uplifted energy. So this 3 of Pentacles is saying that you really are building something better for your own good, right? And you have to be constantly inspired to keep generating this, right? So that you can see yourself get to this place of feeling good about the people you have around you and work, letting go of things that, don't serve you, that you can't control, because, Mars is a sign that likes to control things, Scorpio energy, Capricorn energy, being the boss, governing things, right? In Aries also, because that's the person who can acknowledge themselves as the leader to make the governing happen. Okay? So yeah, this is like something being destroyed, so that you can rebuild a foundation in terms, of getting forward, moving forward, right? You might be changing something because Mars is, Capricorn is a cardinal sign, and so is Aries, and that's change, and that's acknowledging a change, right? And, how has that change affected you, and how has it affected your everything? Because the Tower is swift energy coming in very fast and changing something, and you reacting to it, okay? And this could be like an emotional reaction. So this could be a fight. You could have an exchange with someone because of an emotion that you might feel, definitely. Oh gosh, let's move on, you guys. Some of you could have a fight with your father. I'm getting that. Father's Day is coming up. Or so you might have had a fight with your father and you need to forgive him, and Father's Day might be the time that you're going to do it, and you need to do it before Father's Day so it's not awkward on Father's Day, you guys. In your anxieties, you have silence, which is the 4 of Pentacles, which is you. That's Sun in Capricorn. So you're having anxieties about, restabilizing your life, right? This has to do with the 4th house, so it's talking about emotional security, but also monetary, right? Financial security, stability. You're having anxieties in terms of like the stability of a relationship that might have been nurturing. This could be a business relationship. You have anxieties about your boss, right? Some of you guys might. You're having anxieties about something being a struggle as well. You feel like there's going to have to be a lot of effort with something, with whatever this issue is, with a job or with this person or with this person that you work with, or this could just be your relationship with your work. You know what I mean? Some of you actually might want to change jobs, or you might want to do something else, or you want to see something else happen in terms of work so that you can bring in more opportunities for yourself and more income. Because the threes do talk about opportunities, right? And it's an opportunity to express, but it's also an opportunity to receive, an opportunity to receive the acknowledgement of something. Some of you guys could be getting an award. I don't know why it came in. Or you could be getting something in the form of, something that is rewarding, or something that is, like some kind of money. Some of you feel like you would like to see something complete. You're like trying to save money so that you can see something, so you can make something happen. It's almost like you're penny pinching because you feel like, because you want to invest in something, right? You guys are maybe saving money so that you can invest in a new vehicle. Some of you might be thinking about trading in a vehicle or something like that. And you are just worried if you're going to have the money in order, right? Okay, let me move on. You're going to have it. It's going to be fine, because in the Mars position, in the Sun position, you have the Three of Pentacles, and in your Mars position, you have the Council Chief. So the Council Chief is the Emperor, and he rules the fours. And you have a 4 here, right? And the Council Chief is actually looking towards the 4, right? It's almost like this person, this leader, this mentor, or you, right? You might even be dealing with an Aries that might be helpful to you. You might be dealing with a Cancer that might be helpful to you. Or you guys just might be dealing with needing to help a Cancer, or needing to help an Aries, right? Or somebody with a placement like that. You could be helping someone bring something into formation, actualization, completion. Or this could be you asserting yourself in a way so that you are not threatened by the prospect of something not completing. You know what I mean? You're like, I'm just going to step into this leadership role, and I'm going to see to it that this is happening. Because, you got the Council Chief here in your Mars position. You have the 4 of Pentacles, and you have the 3 of Pentacles. And that's like making things happen, bringing things into completion, building things, an appreciation for things that you are getting done and that you are making happen, right? Because there's a lot of Mars energy here in your reading, for sure. Okay, let me continue on. In your Venus position, which is talking about relationships and things like that, a 7. You got the 7 of Cups. So you got the 5 of Cups here, and you got the 7 of Cups here. So this is talking about a conflict and needing something to be resolved, right? Do you believe that this conflict can be resolved? I feel like you're at an advantage in terms of the relationships, because it's like intuitively you know what's going on, and you know why something is happening the way that it is happening. Okay? The 7 is also talking about, needing to be fair in a situation, right? To yourself. Being fair to yourself and moving forward in terms of like how you are dealing with how you are being emotionally affected by something. Okay? You could be dealing with Cancer energy, Scorpio, or Pisces. It could be Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, all of those. This 3 here is talking about creating more. Sorry, I had to pop my tempo, or whatever this is up here. 3 of Cups. Right. This is just kind of like other people getting in the way of a relationship that you might have with someone, because this is the Venus placement, so it is talking about that relationship. There's a toxic energy in a relationship that needs to be cleansed, in order to bring about more stability within that. And this is like how you feel and what you see intuitively moving forward in the future. You know you have to do this, right? You might just have to like separate yourself from others that are affecting you in a toxic way, right? Emotionally. Yeah, because you have to react to something. Because the Sabbaths are talking about reacting to something to bring about more balance, right? What's fair to you emotionally, right? Also, stay confident that this relationship can probably repair itself through the detoxification phase. But it's going to take some time. This is giving July, right? This is Scorpio too. And so this is also like the third phase of Scorpio. So this is like at the end of mid-November. You might see something change or something phase out in terms of like whatever it is that you feel like you want to detox or change, right? Or move away from. July for some people and November for some. Be mindful of your relationships during the retrograde seasons because it'll be in the water signs, right? And July is the 7th month, right? This is the 7 of Cups. And then it's also Scorpio, and the third decan of Scorpio is represented by the 7 of Cups, which is like the last 10 days of Scorpio season. So we're giving, you know, what is that? The 10th through the 20th or whatever that is, you know, something like that, mid to end of November, whatever that is for you guys. Also, you know, this could also symbolize like a passing of someone, or you know, something like that. Maybe like yes, around that time. For some of you guys, I don't really predict that, but you know, that type of thing does happen. And this Mars and Scorpio here. Okay, so wow, this is beautiful. In the sun position, or in the outcome, the energy moving forward, you have the sun. You know, this is the awareness of something that has changed, that has shifted, that has completed itself. You know what I mean? You're having an epiphany, and now you're coming out reborn, enlightened. This is kind of like a new vitality and freshness, feeling emboldened, being very creative and owning up to who you are. You're feeling renewed, right? You're feeling a new sense of self, right? You're feeling re-emboldened, and this is great. You're feeling laughter. You're feeling constant energy that's just making you feel better and brighter with the sun here. And this is going to be the energy that takes you forward. You feel like this detox is actually what was the best thing to happen to you. This death that happens could actually be the relationship sort of ending, because this is the relationship position, right? This card that I'm reading, and in that way. You know, the sun is really being unapologetically itself. So I feel like that is something that you should allow yourself to be. And that means not apologizing for your lightheartedness when it shines through, when it peeks through, or when there are cracks in the foundation, you know, in order for you to see the light that shines through those cracks. In the future, the Trapper, the Two of Wands, you're making bold plans with someone probably, or you're making bold plans about someone, or you're making some bold decisions in terms of relationships, or in terms of how you understand yourself to be within your relationships. Or this could also even be you creating more avenues and you know, drawing more things, more plans in place to make things happen, create more things for yourself, because this is Mars in Aries, you know, that's in its ruling sign, so that's energy as well. You got the sun here, and you got Mars in Aries. That's really potent, fiery energy, very enthusiastic, very, you know, just very aware. I'm getting heat. Right? It's good. A lot of energy. Things happen when there's energy generated. You're kind of trying to sift out all of the bad things, all of the negative energy. Okay, let's see what you have coming towards you. The Nine of Pentacles. That's wonderful. And this is Venus in Virgo. And you know, Venus is exalted in Pisces, so she's kind of she's debilitated, or she's in her fall in Virgo. So this is talking about, you know, rigidity also. So make sure that you're not too rigid, right? So that you can experience this light energy that you're going to be going into. You know, you're going to be appreciating life again. You're going to have this epiphany on what really matters to you in terms of like life's pleasures, right? I'm getting principles. You're getting towards a goal. You're feeling yourself, and you're also feeling like good about getting to a sense of completion about something that really mattered to you. You know, this could be in terms of work, money, investments, or this could be just, you know, substantial matters that, you know, are important to you. It's a 9, so it's, you know, it's talking about getting out there and enhancing something, some aspect of your life, your daily life, right? Because it's Virgo. So it's like your daily life is going to get better. You're going to see things improve. I mean, this is great because you have the Sun here, you have the Two of Wands, and you have the Nine of Pentacles, and those are all in future positions for you. I think it's really great, Capricorn. You know, just really allow yourself to see where things need to be cut in your life so that you can break out of this energy of feeling weighted down by, you know, these toxic jobs, people, relationships, toxic energies that you might still be attaching yourselves to, that you're not letting go of some things, right? Because you have anxieties about things that you haven't let go of, right? And it's almost like you need to express something too by letting go, whatever that means. You might be letting go of something in terms of like a foundation, like a home, right? And you might be having anxieties about that home and where home is and what home means. That could be physically, spiritually, emotionally. But you definitely think about securing something. I'm going to let that be this. This is your reading. I love y'all, Capricorn. My sister has a Capricorn moon. I have a Cancer moon. Can you imagine that? And my other sister has Saturn, Uranus, and I believe Neptune in Capricorn. And she's in her Saturn return right now, actually. All right, Capricorn, I hope that this was good for you. Some of you guys are going to be reasserting yourself in a very good way, very bold way. You're going to be probably getting a new position at work. You know what I mean? You're going to be probably getting like, you know, a promotion, that type of thing, you know? Absolutely. I see that happening for you. Who doesn't like that? Especially this being a Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, I love you guys. I'm going to let that be the reading. Like, share, and subscribe. Definitely comment on the video. I'd love to hear you guys comment. I might give you a bonus just because you waited so long. Follow me on Instagram. I'm Providence Tarot. I'm also NYC Kendrick. I'm Kendrick NYC, and I'm also the Tongue Pop. I read at Shanti Bookshop and Crystal Gallery on Sundays from 12 to 4 on 14th Street in Union Square. The address is 230 East 14th Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenues in New York City, Union Square, East Village area, 14th Street near NYU. All right, bye.